Physical media, my friends. Physical media. It is probably the most important way we can preserve our history. Long gone are the days of being able to purchase an entire video game and keep the media. So games now require thousands of gigabytes and downloads just to work once you purchase the game. Now, most cases come completely empty with just a code in them. The same is true for movies. The move to digital and streaming for Hollywood films has allowed Hollywood to rewrite history, edit things out of beloved movies to keep with the times, as they put it. It's, of course, a form of censorship, no doubt. The idea that removing things is some sort of an improvement for a film is absurd. The idea that people can't look at a film from 100 years ago and identify things that are probably outdated is also absurd. But Disney has taken it upon themselves to save the kids by banning Peter Pan, Dumbo, and The Aristocrats, three classic films, although The Aristocrats probably before my time. Certainly remember Peter Pan and Dumbo when I was young. I don't remember it making me dislike brown people, but that's what Disney's worried about. Now, the ultimate hypocrisy that Disney's displaying here is palatable and hilarious and delicious. We'll take a look at that, but this from Sky News. Disney Plus bans children from watching Peter Pan, Dumbo, and the Aristocrats. I mean, racism defeated? I guess. I don't understand. It's absolutely hilarious to me. It's absolutely hilarious to me that they think this does anything whatsoever. If you weren't on the wrong end of the joke, you might not have noticed some of the blatant, outdated things in classic Disney movies of your childhood, but from the lens of 2020, these type of things are painfully obvious. So, I don't get it. I'm not saying I agree with it, obviously, but what I'm saying is, times change, people change. And if you're constantly rewriting history, then isn't everything we've learned lost? If there's nothing to look back at things as something that used to not be okay, that needed to change, if you're just constantly going back and erasing that, then we have no point of reference. Disney has made the conscious decision not to remove the content, but instead banning children from watching movies like The Aristocrats, Peter Pan, Dumbo, Swiss Family Robinson. Disney is committed to creating stories with inspirational and aspirational themes that reflect the rich diversity of the human experience around the globe. To learn more about how stories impacted society, please visit disney.com/storiesmatter. The link takes you to a website that acknowledges the harm done by these depictions, potentially internalizing stereotypes for an entire generation of children. But there's no evidence of that, is there? That's why you have to write potentially. I don't think there's anybody that looks at what was that famous one? The birds, the crows, or something like that in a Disney movie. No kid grew up thinking those are supposed to be black people. Nobody thought that. Where are these mythical people that saw these birds in a film when they were 8 years old and thought, "Yep, that's black people." Ha 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 ha. These people don't exist. That's the most frustrating part about this. We cannot change the past, but we can acknowledge it. Oh, but you're trying to change it, isn't it? Disney's handling of this type of content has been compared to that of other studios, such as Warner Brothers, which acquired Tom and Jerry and added a similar disclaimer. The Tom and Jerry episode included in this collection comes to us from a time where ethnic differences were caricatured in the name of entertainment. Whoopi Goldberg says in an introduction, along with the DVD box set of the series, "These prejudices were wrong then, and they're wrong today." Okay, thanks, Whoopi Goldberg. Again, I don't know how popular these shows are with kids in current year. How many kids are watching Dumbo? I don't know. I don't have kids. But ultimately, this does nothing. This is the very same company that hired what can only be described as a outright blatant racist. Not only did they hire this person, but the corporate account issued a tweet supporting them. Disney is defending the host of the new Star Wars web series amid backlash to tweets some deemed to be racist towards white people. Christina Ariel announced this month that she will host the High Republic show. Guaranteed. Let me make just a soft prediction here. The show will have comments disabled, likes and dislikes disabled, almost certainly. A web series offering news and insight into the latest multimedia subseries of the immensely popular science fiction franchise. Well, Star Wars is immensely popular, I suppose. However, shortly after announcing the host of the show, of the new bi-monthly show, some combed through her past tweets and found several that spoke in somewhat harsh terms about white people's role in dismantling racism. The backlash got so bad that it prompted the Star Wars official Twitter account to issue a statement defending the host. But the posts she made were indefensible. But again, if you have disparaging remarks about one particular set of people, that's accepted, even supported by today's modern left. Hours later, Ariel took to Twitter to share some of the mean messages she got in light of the old tweets, and we've got to talk about that later today, of course. Screen caps of comments and emails and more showing people saying that she was only hired because of the color of her skin, sending her emojis of monkeys and calling people to be mean to her. Again, two wrongs don't make a right there. I don't think... I don't support that, obviously. You're lowering yourself to her level. That said, I'm not surprised that someone would put out this type of hate and then receive that type of hate back. Both people, by the way, are wrong. Both people have backwards opinions, damaging opinions about a large group of people that they think is okay. This is Disney. This is Disney, by the way, who has no problem thanking the governmental body in China behind imprisoning, running literal camps of millions of Uyghur Muslims. Disney has no problem filming in China. Disney has no problem changing their own movies to appease their Chinese overlords. But you can't watch Dumbo with your kids. You can't watch the Aristocats. Crats or cats? I'm assuming it's cats. The thing is, these films are all still available on an unedited DVD format, and if you want to have them in your collection, I think that you should pick them up. If nothing else, they create a great learning moment where parents can talk about this stuff with their kids. But the fact of the matter is, hiding it, erasing it, does no value other than gets likes and retweets, I suppose. It gets these articles written about how stunning and brave Disney is by removing this. Disney blocks Peter Pan and Dumbo for stereotypes. So now kids won't have any idea what's not okay anymore. I don't know. I'm still of the mindset very strongly that there weren't any kids looking at the crows in these movies and thinking, ha, black people. Like, that just didn't exist. I mean, and if there's evidence of it, I'd be happy to take a look at it, but it seems extraordinarily unlikely. This is just modern leftism, using censorship to wipe away. This is all about control and power. And I'm not going to die on the hill for a 100-year-old movie from Disney Corp. But at the end of the day, it's still pathetic. and should be reported on. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, there's a red subscribe button down below. Please make today the day that you subscribe and help grow the channel. I hope that I've earned it anyway. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.